Today's lesson is on percents of increase and decrease. A percent of change is the percent that a quantity changes from the original amount. So your percent of change is equal to the amount of change divided by the original amount. Now we'll look at the percent of increase. When the original amount increases, the percent of change is called a percent of increase. So your percent of increase would equal the new amount minus the original amount, and that would all be divided by the original amount. Now let's look at finding a percent of increase. So find the percent of change. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent if necessary. So for number 1, we have 10 inches to 25 inches. You can see that we are increasing from 10 to 25. So the percent of increase would be equal to the new amount, which is 25, minus the original amount, which is 10, and that's all divided by the original amount, which again is 10. 25 minus 10 is 15. And then we have 10 in the denominator. So we have 15 divided by 10. And when we simplify that, when we divide 15 by 10, we get 1.5, or 1 5/10. We now need to convert this to a percent. In order to convert a decimal to a percent, we move our decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2, and then we place a 0 after the 5, and we would get that this is 150%. For number 2, we have 57 people to 66 people. Once again, you can see that we're increasing from 57 to 66. So the percent of increase is the new amount, which is 66, minus the original amount, which is 57, and that is all divided by the original amount, which again is 57. Now we can subtract the numerator, and 66 minus 57 is 9. So we have 9 divided by 57. When you divide 9 by 57, you get 0.1578, and it keeps on going. Now that we have our decimal, we need to convert this to a percent. In order to convert a decimal to a percent, we move our decimal 2 places to the right. So we move over 1, 2. So we have 15.789, and then again the numbers kept going on after that. We needed to round this to the nearest tenth of a percent, so we would have 15 point, the 7 is in the tenths place, so the 8 behind in the hundredths place tells us that we would round the 7 up to an 8. So we have 15.8%, or 15 8/10%. Now we're going to look at a percent of decrease. When the original amount decreases, the percent of change is called a percent of decrease. Your percent of decrease is equal to the original amount minus your new amount, and that's all divided by the original amount. Now we're going to find a percent of decrease. So find the percent of change. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent if necessary. So for number 3, we have 15 meters to 12 meters. You can see that we're starting at 15, and then our number decreases because we go down to 12. So now let's find the percent of decrease. So we have the original amount, which is 15, minus the new amount, which is 12, and that's all divided by the original amount, which was 15. 15 minus 12 is 3. So we have 3 divided by 15. When we divide 3 by 15, we get 0.2, or 2/10. Now we need to convert this decimal to a percent, and we convert it to a percent by moving our decimal 2 places to the right. So 1, 2. We now place our 0 behind the 2, and we get that we have 20%. So our number is decreasing by 20%. Now for number 4, we have 24 goldfish to 19 goldfish. You can see again that we are decreasing from 24 to 19. So for the percent of decrease, we start with our original amount, which was 24. Then we subtract the new amount, which is 19, and we divide that by the original amount, which again was 24. 24 minus 19 is 5. So we have 5 divided by 24. And when we do 5 divided by 24, we get 0.2083, and the 3 repeats. Now we need to convert this to a percent. So we will move our decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2. Then we need to see about rounding to the nearest tenth. The 8 is now in the tenths place, so we look at the 3 behind that, and the 3 tells us that we keep the 8 the same. So we have 20.8%.